guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kay Unscripted and I am your host Kay. We are on the final episode of Love is Blind season 8. It is the reunion and we've all been waiting for the reunion. Let's get into it. But before we do, please take a moment, like my video, subscribe to my channel, share it with a friend. Honestly, I don't know how to feel about the reunion because the trailer showed so much more, and watching it, I was quite disappointed. There were so many things that we needed to discuss, and that wasn't discussed. But let's start from the beginning. We meet Taylor and Daniel. They're still married, happily at that. They both share that they are each other's best friends, and Taylor says that Daniel accepts her for who she is, and these two look so happy. I'm so excited for them and their journey. We also find out that Daniel didn't get the tattoo that he was supposed to in his bottom lip, but he did say that he got a tattoo of Taylor's eyes, and he said that was the first thing that he saw when he saw Taylor for the first time. And so he showed us his chest tattoo. Then we move on to Virginia and Devin, and Virginia shared that she was emotionally connected to Devin, but they just didn't align on the important things. She mentions that she doesn't feel comfortable sharing Devin's point of view on their values, but she does feel comfortable sharing hers. And so she says that she supports the LGBTQ community. She also supports women having the right to terminate a pregnancy. And she also shared how diverse her family is. And it leaves us to believe that Devin, he doesn't feel the same way about those topics. We do know that his family is conservative, and so we can speculate that Devin doesn't share the same views that she does, and so that kind of caused her to make her decision. She also did share that Devin didn't want to have these topics on camera, and I did say that in my last video that there may have been many conversations that we didn't get to witness, and she confirmed that indeed happened. So Devin said that he does believe a relationship can happen and that both persons do not have to align 100%, and I totally disagree with that. You need to align, especially when it comes to things that are so serious in today's world. So Devin, I don't agree with you on that point. So Nick asked Virginia if there was something that happened between him signing the prenup to the wedding day that may have helped her make her decision. And she said that there were many signs, there were many things that were red flags for her. But specifically on the night before the wedding, she went to his hotel room and she saw a note from his ex on the nightstand. She said that she had spent the whole day with him and he's never mentioned the girl or the fact that they dated until after. And so that created some trust issues for her. Totally valid. Evan said that he doesn't see the girl as his ex, but she is a best friend, and she was just saying how proud that she is of him and that she's happy for the decision that he's made to marry Virginia. And he's like, but Virginia, you did meet the girl. And Virginia said, yes, I did meet her, but you never mentioned that you guys dated. So she also went on to share about the check that she did talk about in the last episode. And she went to a basketball game and Devin's mom told her that the mom's boss gave them $1,000 check for the wedding and Devin never mentioned it. So Virginia's like, well, I spend the whole day with this man. I speak to him multiple times for the day. We sleep in bed all the time and he never brought it up. So Virginia said that also gave her more validation in making her decision. So Devin says, well, I was going to wait until after the wedding. I wasn't going to take the money to buy any sneakers, Virginia. I was going to give you the money. He didn't say that, but we know he was going to spend the money on the sneakers. And I 100% believe that Devin wouldn't have told Virginia anything about the check. He would have just gone and buy a pair of new sneakers for himself. Anyways, Virginia said that for the past year, she felt disrespected and she did not feel loved by Devin. And he said that he wanted to be with her, you know, after the show. So Virginia's like, huh, really? If you wanted to be with me, you could have been with me. But he said that every time he reached out to Virginia, there were always arguments, and she always brought up things about it was like his family against her family. Now I'm not surprised that that happened, because remember, Devin's family was grilling Virginia the entire time when she came to meet them, and they were first of all upset about the prenup. But we can also speculate that maybe when they got to learn Virginia's political views, that may have caused them to kind of not feel her anymore. And remember at the wedding, when Virginia said no, his sister was pissed off. His sister was saying, oh, these girls don't deserve him. What's wrong with these girls? And then you had the mother on the other side saying that oh, why would she come through the process if she's not ready to get married? And I showed you all the father and the sister, they shared a look and all of that. So there was definitely contention between the families. And I guess I understand it, but maybe the way in which it was handled wasn't the right way. And so Virginia said that he stopped talking to her after the wedding, and a week later she reached out and he wouldn't take her calls. So he, on the other hand, is telling everybody that she ghosted him, and he's like, no, I didn't. And Molly Molly was like, you definitely said that she ghosted you. You told me and Madison at the bar. And Madison was like, yeah, you did tell us at the bar that Virginia ghosted you. So Devin was like, first of all, y'all were drunk, so y'all don't remember anything happening, and we shouldn't take your word for anything because y'all were drunk. And as a matter of fact, y'all walked up to me asking me my business. And Madison was like, we didn't ask you your business, sir. You told us your business. So that was a discussion with Devin and Virginia. And then, for whatever reason, Love is Blind decides to give us the top 5 unforgettable moments in Love is Blind history. I don't know who asked them that. I guess because it was their 5-year anniversary, they decided to add that into the show, but we didn't need that. And I'm asking myself, like, was the reunion that boring, or wasn't there enough to talk about that you all had to slide that in? Personally, I didn't see the need for it. That could have come on a separate thing by itself. Just like the trailer, they could have given us that by itself, or unseen footage, or whatever they want to do with that. But to slide that into the reunion, for me, it was unnecessary. We move on to Ben and Sarah. Ben pretty much said, listen, I know I have been privileged my entire life, but all of the social issues that Sarah couldn't stop bringing up, I knew that was also important to her. And I know I said I didn't have much of an opinion, but I just want to take a moment to thank you, Sarah, for teaching me. Now, Ben, shut up. You need to shut the hell up, because at this point, you're just covering up your behind because you saw how much backlash you got online. So if you really felt that way, and you're acting all of a sudden like you've grown so much, you've learned so much, we all know that's not. Sarah said that she was hoping that Ben would have evolved, and it just seemed like he was unwilling to learn. So pretty much Sarah's just saying Ben was being fake as hell. He was just being fake the entire time. And Nick brought up the time when Sarah went to Ben's church and she heard the sermon about gay marriage. And so Nick asked Ben if he really didn't remember what his church's stance was, or was he just choosing to avoid that topic altogether. And he said, well, he really didn't remember. And here comes Vanessa with her shady behind, and she's like, Ben, you also didn't remember the TikTok girl. That was so funny. And so he said he didn't remember. So Sarah says, looking back, She was so in love with Ben, and when that situation came about, she chose to stand by her man. She chose to trust whatever Ben was telling her, in spite of everything that was being said online. But now that she knows Ben, she definitely believes that whatever the girl said in the video was true. We also learn that Ben and Sarah stayed together after the wedding. Now, Sarah, you were the same one saying that you don't want to continue to pursue a relationship with Ben because y'all don't align. You don't want to continue to give him hope. But we learned that she did stay with Ben after the marriage. They did stay to work on the relationship. So they stayed together, and she shared that she had a work contract that she had to finish up in Nashville, and so they had planned for them to go to Nashville. He was going to come for between 2 weeks to 2 months to Nashville because he works remotely, and he dropped her off. She got to Nashville. When she got to Nashville, she realized that he moved her on My Friends or Find My Friends. Ben pretty much ghosted her, and he wouldn't take her calls until weeks later, coming up to the reunion. Coming up to the reunion, he tells Sarah that he has to be on good terms with him. Apparently, he got some advice from a past castmate on the show that told him to be on good terms with Sarah and that they should practice reunion questions. Sarah did say that Ben apologized to her, but she just felt like the apology was fake. They're asking Ben and pressing him about who the cast member is, and he doesn't want to say, but Sarah says, it's Jimmy. And of all people, you go to take advice from Jimmy? Really? Ben, however, said that he was under the impression that they had broken up, and so the way he operates is when they break up, he cuts them off. Now, are we surprised that this is what Ben's mentality is? And the entire time while Sarah was talking, he was laughing away, he wasn't taking her serious. Are we surprised? With all of the information that is out there about Ben, Sarah actually just confirmed that whatever the girl was saying online is true because it happened to her too. So we're definitely not surprised seeing Ben be the douchebag that he is. We move on to Joey and Monica, and she was asked if she left the decision up to Joey, and she says that she never did tell Joey the words "I love you, Joey," and he never said it to her either. Now we know Monica had her resistance. She had her reasons why she didn't want to say it first. Because she was kind of needing more from Joey. So it's like they were both waiting on the other to say it. And I guess the relationship was stuck in the friendship zone kind of, and it never went past being romantic. But we also learned that these two were in a situationship after the wedding day. Monica said she was helping Joey with his apartment. They were sleeping together. You know, she was going to functions, his family functions. They were doing things together. But Joey, when he was asked, he said to him, like, the whole sister thing really turned him off, and he just couldn't get past that because for him, family is his number one value. But was that honestly fair to Monica? I don't think so. I think it's unfair because I am not responsible for how my family members react. And we can see in the episode they did show that Monica said she checked her sister immediately. So if she corrected the behavior from her sister Joey, how could you hold her accountable for something that her sister said or did? And a valid question was asked, well, what if her sister did see that there was something about you that Monica needed to have her alerts on? So, you know, now we can say maybe the sister came off too hard, but Joey definitely played all of us. He looked like this really nice, funny guy, but he definitely fooled us all. She said while they were engaged, Joey slid in the DM of one of the cast members. And we learned that it's Madison, but Madison said it was just friendly. However, it is inappropriate to be DMing other girls while you're in a relationship. You're engaged to her, telling her how pretty she is and you loved her pink hair. That was definitely inappropriate. Monica said that Joey told her Madison was coming on to him in a bar. Mind you, they were still seeing each other after the wedding. They didn't have a title, so they were definitely in a situationship, as I said before. And so Monica said she saw Madison at a bar and she confronted her, and Madison said, absolutely not. That never happened. So they now both go up to Joey to confront him, and Joey now tells Monica that she's lying. He never said that to her. At this point, they're talking about it, and it's definitely giving that Joey lied. But he does apologize to Monica and he wishes her well. He tells her how much of an amazing person that she was, and he wouldn't have wanted to have gone through this experience if any other person but her. Then we move on to Dave. And guys, we've all been saying it. Dave's sister really did give him permission to be on the reunion. But am I the only one who was hoping that she was there? I was hoping that she was in the crowd. I was hoping she came to the reunion to tell us what all this mess was about. He's asked how his sister feels about the show now that it has aired, and he said, well, his sister's main concern was for him to be shown in a bad light, but here we are. And everybody's like, nah, that's on you. You didn't get a bad edit. You portrayed yourself that way. Nobody asked you to be that way. This is all on you, Dave. And so we get into the discussion about what their storyline was. And Lauren said that it was really hard for her to watch the show. And she said Dave sent her a text because apparently now he has clarity on the situation, and that the guy she hooked up with was lying all along. He was lying to her friends, and apparently all of a sudden they now know the truth. And Lauren is like, it's just a little too late. I've been saying it all along. We all knew, including Lauren, well, except Dave and his sister and his friends. We all knew it was true. He chose to believe his friends over his fiancée. And Nick asked him if Lauren is the one that got away, and he was like, yes, but he doesn't really want to share how he's feeling. Really? So you now have a moment to look like a good guy, but you're not taking the opportunity. Okay, cool, we get it. Lauren calls him out immediately, and she's like, it's okay, because the truth is I just don't believe him. It's been over a year. He's never reached out. We've seen each other out in public. He's never made an effort to reach out to me. So I don't believe anything that he's saying. He's had enough time to reach out to me, and he didn't. So I believe that they definitely went way too easy on Dave, and it really speaks a lot of volumes about Lauren and her character, because the entire time she was still giving him so much grace. And I wish they would have grilled Dave a little bit more. We want to know what's going on with you and your sister. We need some clarity on that. Why isn't your sister at the reunion? We need to know, because the entire time you kept on making your decisions based on what your sister was saying. So why isn't your sister there? We move on to Meg and Mason, and they show us the little reveal video. They also share that they're not dating, but they're best friends. And then we switch to Alex and Mason dating Madison, and we get into all of that mess. Alex said it seemed like she was two different people when she was dating him and Mason. Mason shared that he was a little envious of Alex in that he was able to be more cautious and to see things for what it was. So they asked him, well, what do you mean by that? And he said, well, Madison definitely led him on to believe that he was her number one and she was validating him all along. He really did wish that all the effort, energy, and time he placed into Madison, he wish he had done that to Meg, because Meg is just this wonderful person and he now cannot imagine his life without Meg. But we didn't see much of a connection with these two in the pods. So I don't know what their chemistry was like outside, but apparently they are best friends now and they have each other's back, and everybody was coming from Madison. So Madison said that it was a valid experience for her when she was dating them both. She did have feelings for them both, but she did want Mason to be a bit more honest. And when she said that, Meg was like, hold up, what you're not about to do is to talk about Mason in a negative way. It's hard for us to believe because you just did an interview the other day and you were calling him manipulative. So what's that about? I'm confused because you're saying two different things and you're contradicting yourself. And so Madison said, well, she was trying to pull away from Mason, but when they were having that conversation, kind of pointing to him that, maybe he should lean more towards Meg because she also knew about the connection that they had. Then Mason tells her that he's committed to her. So when he tells her that, he's hoping that he may have ended things with Meg, but he continues to date Meg. And every time Meg came into the room, Meg was just happier and happier. So she's confused. And so that's when she realized that she had to put an end to the relationship with Mason because he was telling them the same things. And so Mason said he felt pressured to tell her that he was committed to her. I guess we didn't see the whole conversation, but that's what he said. They're discussing it, and Meg is like, but why are you mad, Madison? Like, if Alex is your number one, then why are you putting so much effort into Mason? Why are you so concerned about what Mason has going on? And she said because she did feel hurt, but she chose not to show that, and people keep making her feel like she has no reason to feel hurt when she did have genuine feelings for Mason. We're bringing Alex, who's just sitting down there like a Teletubby, and he's asked how he feels about the situation, and he says, well, seeing it did look like Madison was being manipulative, and he does share the same sentiments with Meg, because why are you so concerned about what Mason has going on? If you have me, if you say that I'm the one that you want, then why are you so concerned about what he has going on? So Madison said, well, I find this really funny because you switched up once you were off camera. And the minute they got to their phones back, he regretted making his decision. So, of course, Alex denies it and he said, that doesn't make sense. Why would I bad talk Mason? Why? And when I was the one defending him against you. So, baby, Madison pulled out the screenshots, and the screenshots were not screenshotting. Personally, I didn't feel like it showed anything, but it did kind of show that Alex was kind of telling her, why did you say that I told you this and that about Mason? I was just tired of that whole mix up. Everybody was coming for Madison. Well, when I say everybody, I mean Meg, Mason, Alex. They were all just jumping down Madison's throat. But I am just wondering why they didn't press Alex about what had been revealed about him with those minor girls. That never came up. Alex barely got any screen time. There was no discussion about it, and I'm wondering why. Is it a matter of it being a legal issue? Is that what it is? There was no mention about it, and I find it to be very strange. We would have loved for him to clear that up. But then we see AD and Ollie. Well, Ollie is from Love is Blind UK, and they tell us about the perfect match, and it's coming up this summer. And then the tips keep rolling. So we're like, what is happening? We see them walking on the beach to a beautiful flower arrangement. And then we see Ollie and Eddie. Ollie proposes to Eddie. And I was screaming. I was like, oh my God. Because we know what our girl Eddie went through. And I am so happy for her. I am so happy that she found her person. She was screaming, she was crying. There were so many emotions involved. Congratulations to Eddie and Ollie. There has been much speculation about their relationship. Neither one of them have confirmed it, but I guess now it's confirmed because they're engaged. And honestly, this is all that I felt was exciting about the reunion. We got this live performance. Why did we get that? I don't know. There was so many things that could have been discussed that we didn't get to see. And I do not know. I know everybody's saying it's because a lot of these guys' music was on the season, and so because it's the 5 year anniversary, they wanted to switch things up a little bit. No problem. But why that took so much time, I don't know. There was so many things that we needed to see discussed, and we didn't get to see it. So guys, it's a wrap on season 8 of Love is Blind. This is my first recap. This is the first show that I am recapping, and I just want to say thank you for all of the support so far. And I'm looking forward to other seasons of Love is Blind. I'm looking forward to the next season. Stay tuned, guys. I have more things coming up, but don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, share my videos, share it with a friend and another friend. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.
Kay Unscripted, no teeth restricted.